Bitcoin is right now finding support towards the bottom. Looks like we're going back towards the upside again. We're going to talk about this. Also, Bitcoin forming an ascending wedge here. CME gap, of course, talking about the liquidations and much more. So let's start. So Bitcoin right now has been rejected here from our, of course, bear flag pattern, as we always mention in our videos. Now going towards the downside, I do still think we're going to go a bit higher though. So right now we've been supported from this level here. This level has acted as resistance once, twice. It has acted as kind of support and resistance. A lot of trading going on here. This shows us that this level is actually significant. You can see we went above and below, so the market was not really sure, should we go above, should we stay below, but now again acted as support. And I think here we're gonna go a bit higher again, retest again this level as, of course, the top of our bear flag pattern. This is the bear flag pattern, so the bear flag moves like this, and then we're just trading inside this pattern, and eventually the bear flag pattern breaks towards the downside. And now we're retesting again the top side support. And of course it's upward sloping, meaning that the more often we touch it, the higher we eventually go until we eventually break towards the downside. So right now looks like we are going back towards the upside. I think we're gonna retest it again and then potentially retest it a bit higher towards, of course, eventually $84,000. $84,000 is the CME gap. This is just the name that we give to these gaps that are formed in Bitcoin's price over the weekend. Here you can see Friday close, and here you can see the Monday open. There's a big gap formed, so Bitcoin dropped like $6,000 over this weekend, and these gaps 85% of the time tend to be filled rather sooner than later. So we went all the way up to here. The top was at 80. It depends on which exchange you look at, but almost $83,000. So we're like $1,000 away from the top. Most likely we will fill it. And what I think will happen, like I said, go here, trade along the top, maybe go up, down a bit, but eventually fill that gap at $84,000 and then break towards the downside, of course, like we mentioned. So right now, also looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hourly, we can see that we've been trading upwards here in this somewhat descending wedge. And we know that a descending wedge, so let me just draw it for you guys. An ascending wedge, it usually, and Bitcoin would go like this, the price usually they converge to the bottom and break to the downside. So that's how the wedge usually plays out. And right now we can see we are going further up, ascending here, converging, and eventually we will break probably to the downside. And next thing to talk about is the liquidations. As always, we can see that most of the liquidations has been hit on the top side, and we have a lot of liquidations now accumulating towards the bottom. These are the levels where people who have long and short positions get liquidated, so they lose out on their positions. If we reduce this amount here, it highlights more of the liquidations. So usually I don't go this low, but I just want to highlight to you guys that we have actually a few liquidations still above us, of course, as people are still shorting, especially with high leverage. And we can see most of them go all the way up to here, the top side, which is what, $84.4 thousand, and this perfectly aligns with the top side of our CME gap. And therefore I really think we're going to go there and then grab all of this downside liquidity all the way down to like $73,000. So most likely here, going back to the bear flag pattern, going towards here $72,000 bottom of the bear flag pattern. And if we look at Bitcoin, of course, here on the weekly, we can see there's a major support and resistance line, which has acted as resistance here, has acted as support, has acted as resistance, and now most likely will act as resistance again. And we are exactly at this level right now. So not be surprised if we go a bit higher and then go down. You guys know the drill. I talk about it every day. Don't be shaken out. You know what's happening. I'm sure you guys are smart. You know exactly what's happening. So what's happening here? Bitcoin on the daily, I just want to highlight again. So we have the 200 simple daily moving average line. This orange line is just the average price of Bitcoin over the last 200 trading days. And we can see that we usually in a bear market, this line acts as resistance. So let's go to the last bear market and see what happened. Well, we can see here in the last bear market, when we started going down, we had obviously the top at 69,000. As you guys know, the moment we went down, it acted as resistance. If we go to the bear market before that, I drew it out already. We can see here it has acted as resistance once, 2 times. And right now, of course, we are also hitting this price point. So it is most likely going to act as resistance another time, you know. And that's it for Bitcoin. You know what's happening. We're gonna wait for $84,000. Shorts are open and then going down towards the bottom. Now back to the S&P 500 and the markets. So the S&P 500 has actually hit $7,400 today. It's up tremendously this year. Let's see if it's going to $8,000 this year. And Nvidia is up. SanDisk is actually up a lot. I saw a tweet that if you invested $30,000 in SanDisk a year ago, you'd be a millionaire right now. Google up. So all these technology stocks, AI-driven stocks are up tremendously. We know the drill. Eventually it will fall to the downside, but for now I think for the next couple of weeks at least, it's going to continue to go up. Markets are doing good. Inflation is high. And finally, like I said already, the 200 simple daily moving average has acted as resistance, which I highlighted right here. That's it for today. I like to keep it short. I don't want to repeat myself every single time. You know the drill. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye.